Hey, my lovely, lovely, wonderful, beautiful, handsome people. Happy pre-emancipation day to everybody. Yeah, I'm all out in my colors. All right, beautiful people. All right, all right. I want to talk about something that I know is secretly hurting a lot of people right now, and they're very incensed. They're very fearful. They're very angry. They're feeling feelings of angst, anxiety, and it really has disrupted their equilibrium, in a great way, and that is the disregard for tenure in the workplace. For those who may not know what tenure is, let me give you what the definition is. And it says tenure in the workplace refers to the length of time an employee has been with an organization. And in some professions like academia, it also refers to a status of job security, granted after probationary period. All right, so it is a length of time. That's the tenure that I'm talking about. The length of time that you have been in a place of employment. So the years that you have been there. And I want to give you some importance of tenure in the workplace. It's one, institutional stability. Long-term employees provide continuity, yes, helping maintain institutional knowledge, culture, and consistency in operations. So certain traditional things that do not need to be changed, and practices, the person who has been there longest can keep that continuity, because sometimes continuity is necessary. Trust and reliability. Tenured employees are often viewed as reliable and committed. Yes, they are. If they weren't, they would have been gone already, especially with a lot of the bad treatment that happens in places of employment. Forming the backbone of teams and mentoring newer employees. Hopefully, they're doing that. Performance insight. Employers gain a clearer understanding of a long-term employee's strengths, values, and work style. The longer you're around somebody, the more you're around somebody, the more you observe them, you are able to see who they are fully, or even better as the time goes on. Significance of tenure. Retention indicator. High tenure can indicate a healthy work environment. So if you see a lot of turnover rate, it's not a healthy work environment. It means the people are not either remunerated properly, they're underemployed, and they're treated very badly. They're abused psychologically, financially, verbally, and in other facets. So high tenure can indicate a healthy work environment, good leadership, and job satisfaction. Yeah, it does. It can. Sometimes if you see people don't leave, it may not necessarily always be good leadership, but maybe job satisfaction in some sense to the person. The person just say, me can't bother, because no better hearing, no better barrel. I go somewhere else, at the same problem me go facing with different faces. Organizational loyalty. It reflects mutual commitment. Employers invest in their people, and employees show dedication in return. Influence on promotion and leadership, hopefully. Tenure often factors into decisions about promotions, leadership roles, and strategic input. So for the very quantum, not linear type leader, the level 5 leader, the very good leader who, whatever he or she wishes for him or herself, they wish for others. They impart to others so the other person can do better than them. Yes, that's one of the strengths of an effective leader. A very good leader always hopes that somebody will do better than them. Him or her. Yes. Yes, as much as it may mean say, oh my God, no. If you can produce something better than you, like replicated more than once, more than twice, and continuing, you are a great leader for any organization. If you hoard it and want you to be the top man, or it therefore means you're a weak leader. And don't get me wrong, you must be able to leave an indelible mark, and that is the indelible mark that you would have led. It means that you have done what maybe most cannot do, that you produce better. Think about it. Cultural carriers. Tenured employees often help preserve and transmit company culture and value. It's, as I said, there are certain traditional values and culture that are maybe necessary, maybe requisite for that particular company. You can tweak things, you can be quantum and dynamic and creative and create a change, because change is a must. It is constant, but you don't want to get rid of everything. So tradition is still important. There must be a balance. Pros of workplace tenure. Job security for employees, especially in sectors like academia or government. Tenure provides protection from arbitrary dismissal. People can't just get rid of you, especially if you're there a long time, so easily, because they don't like you or they're jealous of you. Career development. Long-term employees often have more opportunities for advancement, training, and responsibility. If training is it, and it's up to the individual to take up that. Don't expect somebody to come and spoon feed you. You have to do it. Benefits accrual. Many benefits, example, pension, vacation, retirement plans, improve with tenure, which is true. Stronger voice. Experienced employees can influence policies and decisions more effectively, which is true, because you would have made your mark. You'd have been there long, you're comfortable, and you've been seasoned, you see everything. So more often than not, you can influence policies and decisions more effectively. For employers, lower turnover costs, because it costs when they have a high turnover rate. So hiring and training new employees is expensive. Tenure reduces that need. Skill depth. Long-serving employees develop deep knowledge about the company, its systems, and customers. That is for the ones who are not stagnant, by the way. Mentorship. Tenured staff often guide newer employees, improving onboarding and team performance. Again, that is for the person who is not lazy, who doesn't have a bad persona, a bad spirit, a bad attitude. Because you have people who are in employment places for long and they're horrible. They don't mentor. You wonder if Lucifer was their mentor, or Jezebel or Delilah was their mentor. Customer confidence. In client-facing roles, long-term staff can build strong, trusted relationships. So tenure is not just about how long someone stays. It's about the value they accumulate over time. It fosters organizational memory, improves employee engagement, and often signals a healthy work environment when managed well. However, it should be balanced with performance evaluation to ensure that tenure doesn't lead to stagnation, which I mentioned. And I want to also talk about respecting tenure. Acknowledge experience. Respecting tenure means recognizing the time, the effort, and institutional knowledge someone has contributed. Sometimes you have places where they don't do that because they don't like that person, or they're jealous of that person for no reason. It's not warranted. When you're respecting tenure, it builds loyalty. When employees feel that their long service is valued, they're more likely to remain engaged and loyal. That goes without saying. When you respect tenure, it fosters a positive culture. It sets a tone where commitment and consistency are appreciated, encouraging others to invest long term. When you respect tenure and you nurture it, you have continuous growth. Provide training, mentorship opportunities, and new challenges so tenured employees don't plateau. You want them to grow, so change them up, promote them. Listening and involving. Include them in the strategic conversations and decisions. Don't leave them out because you don't like them and you try to shaft them by putting somebody who just come. Let me tell you, there's a scripture in Timothy that says, do not give a new convert like a leadership post, because the same fate that reached the devil will reach them, because pride will start to fill their hearts. Them say, me just come and you give me this. All right, what? Your pride is going to take over. It's the same principle that you need to employ in places of employment. Let them grow when they're new. Let them grow. Recognition programs celebrate milestones. Example, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years with sincerity and money. Not just a generic certificate or plaque or trophy to reinforce appreciation. You prevent stagnation when you water that tenure. You offer purpose. Avoid taking them for granted. Many times tenured people are taken for granted. Tenured employees often quietly carry a lot of weight. Regular check-ins, feedback, and opportunities to ensure that they stay motivated. Tenure is like a strong tree in the organizational forest, but even the strongest trees need care, respect it for its roots, nurture it and keep it healthy, and water it with new challenges and appreciation so it continues to grow and contribute value. Guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give me one of those lions. Thanks.